And while we've got 4 games left and we're a half a game up on the Mavericks, that's the table, baby. That's how it's set. What do we got to do to make sure that we are in the play-in game?
Well, again, let's just reiterate this. We're half a game up on the Mavericks, but we hold a tiebreaker with the Mavericks, so we're really a game and a half up on the Mavericks, guys, all right? Keep that in context as the games are plowing through here, because we have 4, they have 5 left. It's going to be interesting here. I'm really excited about this team, and it was something that I feel incredibly blessed about through the years, that we've had guys in our locker room like KD, like Russ, through this end of the stretch. You know what I'm saying? I cannot say enough how much I want to see these guys be able to get to the playoffs. But what it's going to take is something that they're going to have to dig down and dig deep. And one of those guys that we're going to talk about a lot today is Josh. But before we do that, man, I want to talk about that heart that it takes, right? It takes that next gear. It takes that idea of what we need to do to get better, not in a week, but right now. And it's going to take a lot, man. And we've been blessed through the years.
Yeah, it absolutely is. And like you said, we've been blessed through the years. The last time we made it to the playoffs, we were in a similar situation where we could have been on the outside looking in as the season came down. But because we had a player like Chris Paul, we had Danilo Gallinari, right. We had some depth, right? We were able to stay focused and make a run all the way to the 5th seed. But there was a time where it looked like we wouldn't even be in the playoffs down the stretch. But you get that leadership, you get that locker room presence, like you're saying. And it just kind of reminds me of something you were talking about a minute ago, is like when we were coaching at different times, we coached different teams, but like sometimes you'd get a tough loss and you'd come in and the next day you could just see the team had internalized the loss. And you'd had to go from being the one who was like reaming them out, giving them like, you guys got to be better, to now you've got to pick their spirits up. And I kind of feel like that's where Coach Dagnall is right now. We're still where we want to be. We still can reach where we want to go, but we can't get down.
You can't. And I think that's the thing, is that like one of the things that my coach used to say to me was you got to stop being in your head. You just got to stop being in your head. You got to get out and you got to play the game that you know. And when you play so long and you do everything so much, like it becomes a little second nature to you, And last night we watched what happens when players are in their heads, and they shouldn't be. They're second guessing their shots. They're pulling back. They're doing all this other stuff. And that's what Mark said. It's so important to have somebody like Chris Paul in the locker room, because he's going to steady that ship. Unfortunately, we don't have that type of leader right now. I'm not saying that Shea's not that type of leader. I'm not saying that anybody else is not that type of leader. But that leader has been Kenny. And now he's not out there. Now he's more like a coach than he is a player right now. And that's frustrating for Kenny, because Kenny's been that consistent guy to steady our ship. He's not there. And it hurts, because when Shea's out, Kenny would have started. When this person's out, Kenny would have started. Like he would start the 5, he would start the 4, he would start the 2. It doesn't matter. Kenny's that Swiss Army knife for Gus, and it hurts when we don't have him out there. But you know what's showing me? It's showing that there has to be somebody else that steps up. It can't be Coach D. He can't will them through this, right? It has to be somebody else. And I keep on looking at these guys, and I keep on saying, who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? And I'm seeing this change in Lou Dort's mentality, man. And I'm seeing this change, not just Lou Dort, but Josh Giddey's mentality. And it's contagious right now, man. And I'm telling you guys, like, they're picking it up how to do it.
Yeah, and Josh has been on a roll. Josh is stepping up because we're lacking scoring, we're lacking rebounding, we're lacking playmaking. He's doing all those things for us, and he's really helping us out. But there's a difference between being the guy that goes out there and does the hard work, the dirty work, and another guy, like we mentioned earlier, Chris Paul, who actually instills confidence in other players, and it lets them know, like, do this. This is how you're going to help the team win. Everybody stay, on point. And so we're at this point, 4 games left, and we're feeling just fine. But there's a lot of panic going around, and we feel, in a way, like a little bit different about this season than we've ever felt before. Because if this was a previous version of the Thunder team and we were having some of these troubles, we would be sitting there saying, we need to go make a free agent acquisition. We need to draft a player to fill a need. You name the thing. But since we have Chet sitting on the bench, all we really feel like we have to do is bring Chet back, and that will go a long way.
So, in essence, you're basically saying the reason that we're struggling right now is because of Chet?
because we're not healthy. It's like you said, Kenny. It's like we're getting Poku back. Chet's not out there, dude. Right? Like,
and people are hard on Poku right now. And I want to reiterate this, guys, is that Poku, right, is going to get time to get back to normal. I mean, coming back and missing 3 months of the season, you're just not going to jump back in the driver's seat and be like, whoa, I'm ready to go. 2 months of the season, whatever it was. It's not going to be like that, man. Like, if he gets meaningful minutes, it's going to be towards, now he's played, 2-3 games now? It's going to start being after this moment. Like, things are off with him still. His jumping's off, like he's missed 2 dunks. Listen, that's all going to change. Just give Poku time and develop. I wish he had more time in the G League, but he doesn't. So let's give him more time. But I want to focus really on Josh, though, man. Like, what he's done in the last 3 games, right, is truly spectacular. First, he put up 31, almost triple-double. Then he put up 18 against the Hornets. Or not the Hornets, whatever it was. And then last night, he dropped 21, right? Josh is putting up some crazy numbers. And then, Mark, you sent me over these stats. The last 5 games, well, we'll go to the last 20 games, right, guys? Because I think it's in context. You have to see how he's growing and growing, and he's pushing his level to the next level. And it's happening quickly here. Last 20 games, he's averaged 17 points, 8.1 rebounds, and 7.0 assists, okay? In the last 10 games, he stepped it up quite a bit here. He's averaging 18.9 points. He is averaging 8.5 rebounds and 6 assists, all right? The key is the last 5 games, guys. The last 5 games, he's averaging 22.8 points a game, so 23 points a game. He's averaging 10 rebounds and 6.6 assists. It goes right back to what Mark was saying a second ago about how Josh is the key to our rebounding. You pull Josh out of the game, guys, and all of a sudden our rebounding, we give up 2 or 3 offensive rebounds immediately. It's because Josh is that person that's cleaning up the boards, and it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it's a team effort, but his size, and like you just mentioned with those last 5 games, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 6.5 assists. Those sound like MVP numbers to me. Now, some people might say, oh, no, you need to get that 23 up to 25. You get that to 25, 26, 27, that's MVP numbers. But it's like, guys, he just turned 20. He's no longer a teenager recently, guys, and he's averaging, I know it's a small sample size, but 23, 10, and 8. 23, 10, and 6.5. But that's going to be where he wants to start next year from. He wants to come out and do a lot like what Shea did. Shea, last season, used the post-All-Star break, right, as the basis of this season. And he went out and he showed the track record that he could average over 30. And he came out and did it this season. Everybody was like, whoa. It's like, well, he was doing that last year just after you stopped paying attention. Here we are with Josh. Josh has shown his game is moving a lot closer to that 25, 26 point, 10 plus rebounds, 10 plus assist guy that we've said if he can do that, he's a perennial MVP candidate. And it really just comes down to how good this team is and how many votes Shea takes away from him. Because this guy has MVP written all over him, but he's still young. People are still struggling to see it. He lacks like athleticism in certain ways that people are used to seeing. He got his first dunk of the season. He got 2 of them last night. But like you're like, well, how could that guy be an MVP? Well, watch the way he passes. Watch the way he rebounds. Watch the way he shoots the ball with confidence. Watch the way he gets downhill, hits the paint, makes plays happen. This guy's a baller, and we're just not used to his style.
And when you say MVP, I want to clarify that too. Is for us, an MVP caliber player, an MVP player, is a top 5 in the league when it comes to voting that year. Okay, guys? So when Mark and I are saying that Josh is going to be an MVP, we're saying that he is going to be in the top 5 in voting 1 year.
But here's the thing.
Multiple years.
Consistently,
and so on and so forth.
If you average 28 a game and pretty much any number of stats and rebounds, as long as like assists and rebounds, as long as it's not like 0, then you should be an MVP candidate. If you average 25 a game and put up 10 rebounds and 8 assists, you're an MVP candidate. I don't care if people are like, well, some years somebody averaged 40. Yeah, but like
you're going to find yourself in the top 5 voting every
you
single
go back
year. And that's
20 years, you're like, those are stats that demand respect, irregardless of what generation of basketball.
And listen, we get passionate about Josh Giddey because there's a lot of people that are like, you guys are fucking crazy if you think Josh Giddey is ever going to be an MVP caliber player. Because we have been studying Josh Giddey's game, ever since the 36er years, guys. Like, we have been hyper studying Josh's game because we feel like there's something special about it. We feel like there's something that he does that really demands respect in the aspect that he steps up in big games at such a high level, an incredibly high level. And when a player does that and they understand that aspect of the game and why it's so important, they understand the game, the NBA history, right? If you're walking into Madison Square Garden and be like, oh, this is just another stadium, that's not that big of a deal, right? Then you're fucked. But if you're walking in there and being like, I'm going to have the best game of my entire career here because I have to and everybody's watching, guess what? You know you got something special. Because guess what happened with Michael Jordan and Kobe? They had their best games against these teams that were like that, against being at home, being in Madison Square Garden, dude, I'm telling you right now, it matters. It matters when you see a player that separates himself in the last 5 minutes of the game because he's taken the ball to the hole and nobody can stop him. He's been doing it all game, and he separates himself in that aspect that they have to double team him. Because what happens when they have to start double teaming Josh? It's coming. You mean you're going to double team Josh and not let Shea get double teamed? Like, who are you going to double team and who you're not going to double team? Well, I can guarantee you this. If Josh is getting down hole, he is almost more effective than anybody else on the team when he gets into that paint. Why? Because he knows how to use his body, and he has an IQ that's so far above anybody else that he's getting to the hole against that he can pull any move out of his ass that he wants and score on him.
And he's still getting accustomed to his body. You can tell that he doesn't know how strong he is. He doesn't know how tall he is. He doesn't know how much leverage he has. And then, like you mentioned, he's finishing really well at the basket, but there's also the ones that he's missing and ones, things like that will go
barely.
In.
They're
Just
going
barely.
in and out. I mean, it's crazy, man.
Right. And if you just kind of take and you say more physical contact in the offseason with the coaches and a lot of like beating them against.
So when you say more physical contact, you're talking like putting like 5-10 more pounds on?
I'm talking about, honestly, I'm just talking about in practice, coaches have pads and they go up for a layup and they hit him with the pads.
Because you see Josh's body now. Yeah. Imagine him with 10 more pounds of muscle on it. I mean, we're talking about one of the most physique bodies in the NBA. Because
you see that girl flexing?
Okay. She wins the physique body of the world right now because, like, I mean, that was insane.
So Josh isn't going to get that level. All
right, Josh isn't going to get to that level. I'm sorry. He can hope, though.
Holy cow! She was on D's, as they say, but mostly because her muscles, and that's what we're talking about here, guys.
Man, and listen, guys, and then when push comes to shove, it's about what we believe about Josh. And if you want to know what we believe about J-Dub, just click right here, and we'll tell you more about that.
Boom, do it.